Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to bring you the 5 fragrances I think are going to be fantastic beginning of 2017 starters. These are fragrances that are fresh, are flirty, are confident, and will smell good on just about anybody. This is a range of gourmands, really citrusy fragrance, and really pretty floral. So I tried to pick kind of like one in each group that I think would do a really fantastic job. I'm also going to share with you the first fragrance I wore in 2017 and why. That'll be the last fragrance I talk about. So if you're interested in my top 5 picks for fragrances to start the new year, then keep watching. The first one I want to talk about is Elizabeth and James Nirvana White. Now this fragrance is very popular. It's popular for people who like fragrances, popular for people who like trendy fragrances, and popular with just fragrance collectors. It's really kind of one of the basic fragrances out there. It's pretty much just lily of the valley, peony, and like white musk. It's bright and floral, but it has this bit of depth to it that I really love. It kind of has remnants of light blue to me. Like after you've worn Dolce & Gabbana light blue for a few hours and you kind of have that trail of that really crisp citrus, but then the floral notes of this kind of really take it away from super citrus, bright, crisp, watery like fragrances. So I really like this. I find that this can be real. I've met a man who was wearing this one time. I actually was at Sephora looking at fragrances, and it was one of these salesmen came up to me and he was talking to me because I'm always in the fragrance section. Any store I go to, I make a beeline to the fragrance counter. And so he's always there and he's like, hey, and we're talking. I'm like, you smell amazing. What are you wearing? And he's like, I'm wearing this. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It smelled so good on him. So this is one of the fragrances I think is very universal, although it is more on the feminine side. It is beautiful on everybody, and I do think this is another really fantastic fragrance that you can wear at any age. You can be really young and wear it, or you can be mature and wear it. It's going to be beautiful on everybody. It's very clean and crisp and flirty, but it still doesn't smell cheap. And I think that's what I really like most about this fragrance. It's actually the one I'm wearing today because Florida is so hot and humid. It's like 85 degrees here. Generally, whenever it's like that, I like to wear kind of brighter fragrances. So I've been leaning more towards the white musky, citrusy fragrances the past week or two. And this one has just been wonderful. But the reason why I really like this for 2017 is because this is just kind of one of those fragrances that you put on, you feel amazing, you smell amazing, and you can go anywhere and do anything. This is a fragrance that I think is appropriate for evening casual, but it's beautiful for lunches, for shopping, for brunches, for morning till a little bit close to late evening. I might say it might not be completely appropriate for evening formal, but you can go to parties with this, you can wear this to work, you can wear this to any place. It's not going to offend anybody. It's really quite safe for people who don't like fragrances, so you can wear this anywhere. So if you're going anywhere for the new year, this is a fantastic fragrance that you can spray on yourself and know that you're going to smell amazing and beautiful, and you're not going to offend anybody. I know I always seem a little bit off when I say fragrances can be offensive, but I do want to put it out there that not everybody is a fragrance connoisseur. Not everyone has a palette for a variety of different fragrances, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some people like to smell a certain way. Some people don't like fragrances at all. And when I talk about fragrances with you guys, I want to encompass everything. I don't want it to just talk about how you will feel, but I also want to talk about the experiences the people around you will get as well, because I think that's important too. I know if I wear a fragrance and I feel amazing, and then like my mother-in-law or my friends are like coughing and they're like, oh, you know, even though I love it and I know it's beautiful, if other people around me don't like it, it kind of makes me feel a little bit like it's just one of those things where other people are going to be experiencing it with you. So the other thing about these fragrances, I think these are ones that are very safe for people around you. These are very work appropriate. Oh, maybe one of them isn't too work appropriate, but I'll get into that when I get it. But these are also going to make other people around you feel really alive because they're just beautiful, sparkling fragrances, and they're just wonderful. And that's what I really like about this one. This one is floral and citrusy and musky, but it's not going to offend people. It's going to make people ask you what you're wearing. People are going to compliment you on your fragrance, and it's just going to build your confidence, and that's a great way to start the new year. The next one's for all you gourmand lovers out there. It's a very safe gourmand. I'm going to read you all the notes, and then I'm going to share it with you. And if you hear the notes, you might know what this is. This is very popular. The top notes are black currant and pear. The heart notes are iris, jasmine, and orange blossom, and the base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, praline, and patchouli. And if you guessed La Belle, you were correct. This is a new one to my collection. I've been meaning to buy this forever. I have like a list of fragrances by my computer of things that I need to buy. Like, I list them, I sample them, and I'm like, this one I need to buy, this one I need to buy, and I have little like stars next to them. I'm kind of a dork that way. But this has been on my need to buy list for so long, and I just never bought it. So I finally bought it. I bought the big old bottle of it because it's so good. I would say this is as close to a gourmand that people feel comfortable getting unless they really like gourmands. And the reason why is sometimes people smell gourmand fragrances and they think it just smells like syrup or molasses, and they don't really get the beauty behind gourmands, and that's totally okay. But this is, I think, a great, fantastic introductory gourmand fragrance. If you are wanting to get into gourmands, not sure if they smell on you, if you like them, if it's something that you can wear all day, this is a beautiful fragrance for that. So that alone is if one of your New Year's resolutions was to get into gourmands. Hello. Firstly, this is also a ridiculously popular fragrance for a reason. It's beautiful. When I open this and I wear this, I immediately get pear and the orange blossom immediately. After it dries down on my skin, I get the vanilla and the tonka and the patchouli, and then I get the black currant, and it's just gorgeous. And then after a little bit, you get the jasmine, which kind of lingers throughout the entire time. So the vanilla and the tonka and the black currant and the pear is what kind of makes this more towards the gourmand, but the beautiful florals and the patchouli kind of make this not completely, totally a gourmand. I know some people consider this a true gourmand. Some people say it has gourmand elements to it. I think this is a fantastic introductory gourmand. The reason why this is in this list, and not just for if you're looking into introductory gourmand fragrances, the reason why this is in this list is this is a beautiful, sensual, amazing fragrance that you can wear if you want to feel like sexy, but appropriate. That's this fragrance. That's what I love about this. So this is a fantastic confidence booster for the beginning of the year. If you want to go back to the office after maybe you've been on vacation and like they're like, oh, did you have a good holiday season? Oh, you must have had some fun. You smell great. Like, I like the story that La Belle or La Belle sells. I can't pronounce French, you guys. You know that I'm working on it. But that's what this fragrance really does for me. It really kind of tells this beautiful, confident, sensual, alluring story. And I think that's a great way to come into the new year. This is beautiful for evening formal or evening casual. This is also, I think, a very appropriate fragrance for work. If you wanted to be the take charge person at work and just smell confident and beautiful and alluring and amazing without looking like you're trying too hard. Because some fragrances that are overtly sexy that you wear at the workplace, people might be like, what are you wearing that for? This is one of them that you're going to get a lot of compliments on, and people are going to ask you what you're wearing. They're going to stop you, and that's what anytime I wear this, I get stopped. Like, there's very few fragrances that I get stopped, and people like I don't know will be like, you smell so good, what are you wearing? This is one of them, and that's why I ultimately had to get a big bottle, because I need all the confidence I can get. But this is a beautiful fragrance to take you into 2017 for the take charge. You're going to ask for that promotion, you're going to ask for that raise. You're gonna go to that party, you're gonna own it. Like, this is an own it fragrance while still being soft and sensual. So definitely love La Belle. Oh my gosh, I'm going into like 5 minutes for each of these fragrances. The video is going to take forever. I'm so sorry. The next one is something that if you want to be sensual and exciting and sexy during the day, like a lot of times when you think of sexy fragrances, you either think of flirty fragrances during the day and like mysterious sensual fragrances for the evening. This fragrance, I think, is a beautiful mashup of both. Daytime, evening, sexy, alluring, confident, sparkling, feminine, but yet masculine. It's really beautiful. It is a feminine fragrance, obviously, and it is, if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry, it's Ciel. Ciel woman from Amouage. Again, I can't pronounce words, I'm so sorry. But let me tell you why this one is fantastic. First, I'm going to read you the notes because like all Amouage fragrances, there's a lot in here. So the top notes are gardenia and violet leaf. The heart notes are peach, water lily, rose, and jasmine. The base notes are frankincense, musk, cedarwood, sandalwood, and amber. Okay, this is beautiful. The amber and the sandalwood and the frankincense in this give this beautiful, exotic, just alluring depth. Like, you smell this and you're like, what is that? And then when you read what the notes are, you're like, oh, you can tell exactly what they are, but it's kind of mysterious if you don't know what they are. So wearing this, I know I'm so bad at pronouncing. I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better. But wearing this, I've worn this, and every time I wear this, something fantastic happens to me. It really does. It's one of those things where it's kind of like my good luck charm, which is why I wanted to bring it into 2017, because maybe it'll be your good luck charm too. So I don't wear this one too much. I don't want to, I'm not being like superstitious, but I don't want to overdo the luck. But if I'm going someplace and I want something good to happen, I spray this and I love it. So I wanted 2017 to start off beautifully. This isn't the one I wore first. You know, I will tell you why I chose the one first, but this was the one that I almost wore 2017, but I decided I was going to tempt fate and not wear it. But this is just one of the fragrances that I wear and good things happen, and so it has a special place in my heart. As you can see, I don't wear it very often. This is also very strong, so I only need one spray of this, and again, I go like this, and it lasts all day. This has beautiful longevity with me. But what I love about this is that the jasmine and the water lily and the rose, and I'm making sure I get all the right. I talk about fragrances so much, I talk about so many different notes, I get them muddled, so I always look to make sure I'm saying the right notes. With this, it's a white floral, but it is not a heavy, overtly perfumed, like stuffy white floral. It's very, very distinctive, and you can thank the frankincense and the sandalwood for that. I mean, it's really beautiful. And on top of that, it's very crisp. It's incredibly crisp for a white floral. And so what I love about this one for the new year is this is something that you can wear evening casual, out to lunch. You can wear this in the office. This is another fantastically safe office scent. You're going to smell beautiful and distinctive. Not a lot of people wear Amouage, so this is one of the fragrances where you're going to smell unique, and you're just going to feel confident, like, and very flirty and feminine. And this is just a beautiful fragrance, and I definitely recommend this. Next up is a fragrance that was launched in 2001, and everyone and their mother has been talking about it since. And specifically last year, I've been seeing this everywhere. And you know what? It's well worth the praise. And it's Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel. Now I'm going to read you the notes because some people are familiar with this, and I feel like, where have you been? So the top notes are orange, bergamot, and grapefruit. The heart notes are lychee, rose, and Italian jasmine. I don't see much lychee in fragrances ever, but it's really a very nice touch. And then we have patchouli, vetiver, bourbon, vanilla, and white musk. Okay, guys, this fragrance is beautiful. It is classic. I mean, it's getting to the classic section. You see everyone talk about this. This is a very trendy designer fragrance. This is probably currently, right now, the fragrance from Chanel that I see everybody talk about. If anyone talks about Chanel, they're usually always talking about Coco Mademoiselle. Now, first and foremost, although this has the top notes of very citrus with the grapefruit and the orange and the bergamot, I don't really get much of any citrus from this whatsoever. Even like if I sprayed in the air, like nothing. I get lychee, I get rose and jasmine and patchouli. I get a heavy, heavy patchouli with this. With me, again, understand, everyone's different. And then as it kind of warms up, I get the vanilla and the musk. And this is just a beautiful, alluring, feminine, pretty fragrance. I don't want to say that it's sparkling. I've heard some people describe it as being sparkling. I don't think it's sparkling. I don't think it's bright, but it's fun. It's really fun, and it's really flirty, and it's extremely, like, feminine, like, without being stereotypically feminine, and you can thank the patchouli for that. But I also like the fact that the vanilla in here just kind of warms it up and sweetens it up just a little bit without it being too syrupy. The reason why I want to bring this one into 2017 and recommend this is because this is one of those fragrances that once you experience it, you really can't take your mind off of it. Now, I know not everyone thinks that way, but everyone that I know that has smelled this on me has immediately gone out and purchased a bottle of it for themselves, or has asked if I have any samples or if I can put a little bit in an atomizer for them. This is just one of those fragrances that people immediately have a reaction to, and it's generally a positive reaction. It's usually not a negative reaction unless you're my husband. Again, he doesn't like fragrances at all. But this fragrance right here is just one of them that, again, is a confident booster. You're going to feel feminine and beautiful and just sexy. And people are going to ask you what you're wearing. You're going to tell them, I'm wearing Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel. And that just the name itself is an immediate confidence booster, especially for people who don't know about a lot of different fragrances. Everybody recognizes Chanel. That is a name in fragrance and fashion that pretty much everybody knows as soon as they're out of the womb. So they're going to be like, oh, Coco Mademoiselle Chanel, I haven't heard of it. You're like, well, let me tell you about it. It's got grapefruit and bergamot and vanilla and lychee, and it's just this beautiful feminine mix. This is also a fantastic gift. Love this as a gift if you're looking to get a fragrance lover a present. And fragrance is really hard to shop for, like ridiculously hard to shop for, but this is one of them that's generally always acceptable. This one and Chanel No. 5, I would say, are the two ones that you can pretty much buy blind and most people will appreciate. But again, I like this for the confidence that this gives me, the way that it makes me smell. It's a really nice transition from like the holiday months, and I get that again from the vanilla and the patchouli, to the kind of more playfulness that you get in the new year. So smell-wise, it's appropriate as a beautiful transition from like the stiff holiday to the kind of brightness of the new year. So I feel that this really, really encompasses that really well, and is a great fragrance to take with you into 2017. And now for the fragrance that I took into 2017. I actually thought about what I wanted to wear for a little bit. I was like looking in my fragrance cabinet and I was like, what do I want to wear? What do I want to wear? How do I want this year to go? It's pretty much what I thought. It's kind of a little silly. Like, I know it's silly, but it is something that I thought would be a fun idea taking into 2017. If I could choose one fragrance, how would I want my 2017 to be based purely on this fragrance? And it is Bamboo Harmony from by Kilian. First, if you're unfamiliar with this, I will read you the notes over here. It is bergamot, neroli, and orange for the top notes. The heart notes are white tea leaves, mimosa, and spices, as my chair moves around, I'm sorry. And the base notes are mate, fig leaves, and oak moss. Okay, if you are unfamiliar with mate, it is an herbal tea, and it has a very distinctive flavor and smell. And it's in here, and the white tea is in here too. So this is kind of along the lines of like a tea fragrance. This didn't make it to my favorite tea fragrances because I don't get tea from this. I just get like nice tea reminiscent to like wisps. But what I love about this is the oak moss and the spices, guys. So good. This is so bright, but it's not bright. And the reason why I chose this for 2017, I'm going to keep smelling this bottle, you guys. I love this so much. This is one of the only perfume bottles where I've like made a legitimate dent in it. Because I have so many fragrances, and I don't have a lot. I only have 120 bottles. Like, even if I wear one, it's hard for me to make a real dent into it unless I've had the bottle for like 1 or 2 years. And I've only had this bottle for a few months, and I'm already like, doink, doink. So that's just showing you how much I love this fragrance. I wear this all the time. The reason why I wanted to wear this is a very comforting fragrance to me. This is kind of like my new signature scent. Originally, my signature scent growing up was Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. And then I kind of graduated to Bulgari Eau de Vert, which is a fantastic, beautiful, one of my favorite green tea fragrances out there, next to by Kilian's Imperial Tea, which is just my all-time favorite tea fragrance right now. But this one, guys, the oak moss and the spices and the tea and the fig and the bergamot, just, there's something sweet and bright and fresh about this. And I think if I could describe this as like one descriptive word, I think it would be kind of just like relaxed, go-getter. That's not one word. Have you ever met somebody who's terribly ambitious, but they seem like the most relaxed person in the world, and then you talk to them and they're just kind of like, oh wow, you're gonna grab the bull by the horns. Like that kind of person, like they're surprising. This is a very surprising fragrance. This reminds me, like when you first smell it, there's not much to it, and then as it wears on you more and more, like more things come to the party, and it's very surprising. I want 2017 to be filled of surprises. I'm very ambitious. I'm not a go-getter. I'm kind of lazy, but I'm also very ambitious. And so like, this is the perfect fragrance for me. Because this is just surprising. It comes at you from different angles, but it's not mean, it's not oppressive, it's just beautiful, and usually when it takes you by surprise, it's a happy surprise. So I want 2017 to be filled with happy surprises. And believe it or not, that is actually why I chose this one. The other one I was thinking of wearing was, again, this guy right here, but this is my good luck charm, so I like to wear this on days where I have to like make a big decision, or I'm going someplace and I want something good to happen, and that's when I wear that fragrance. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be taboo, I'm not going to be basic and wear my good luck fragrance because I want to have a lucky year in 2016. I kind of wanted to choose something a little bit different. So this one, and it's beautiful, it has excellent longevity, and I love it. When I first got this fragrance, I wasn't immediately wowed. I wanted something just fresh and light. And so I had tried this on at the counter, and I had walked around for like an hour, and I was like, okay, this is nice, I'll get it. I got this bottle because it's cheaper, and it was a little bit different, and I thought it was really pretty. But when I run out of this, I will be getting the black bottle so it matches the other bottles in my collection. Because by Kilian has like different bottles. They had the black ones and the white ones depending on the line, and then they came out with these. I think this is the Matisse limited edition bottles. And I believe Bamboo Harmony comes in the black bottles with the black case and the black lacquer box. If you have ever seen their presentation, it's beautiful. So when I run out, I'm going to get one of those so they match. But this one, like, I bought it, and then as I was like driving home, I had one of these moments. Like, I was just driving with one hand because I was just smelling my arm so much, and I was so glad I had ended up buying it, because if I hadn't ended up buying it, I would have turned around on the highway, drove back, and like a puppy with my tail between my legs had gone up to the counter and been like, "Can I buy that anyway?" I would have. It would have happened. It would have happened. It's so good. So that's why this is this year's first scent, because it was just perfect, and it's exactly how I want this year to go. Is this one. It's beautiful. I loves it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you like these picks. If you want to share the scents that you've been wearing in the new year, I'd love to know. Let me know below. If you have any recommendations yourself of fragrances that you think would be perfect to start the new year off, again, let me know below. I'd love to know your recommendations and your suggestions. As always, if you like videos like this, remember to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe. It's free, and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever, and I will see you next time. Bye!